Welcome back to another episode of Coffee Meets Vodka. I'm your host, Raya, and I'm handling life one shot at a time. Sit back, relax, let's talk all things pop culture, celebrities, gossip, trends, and let's become best friends. What? I'm just saying what everyone else is thinking. What's up, guys? Coming live from the studio with a little allergy sickness this morning. The pollen is just eating my eyes and my nose alive. So I do apologize if it sounds a bit nasally. Just know that it's because Texas has the worst allergies I've ever come in contact with. Okay, I feel like we don't really have too many announcements today.
No.
But if you guys, like always, want to be a part of the show, please feel free to fill out the guest form in our link in the bio, and below in the show notes I will link it. And if you guys are loving the show and you want to support the show, please go to the link in the bio as well to donate any sort of funds that you see fit to support the show that way, because everything that you donate pours back into the show and makes it better for you guys. And I'm so excited to get into today. We have a lot to talk about. Royal family updates, quiet on set. I want to talk about that. And yeah, but not before we get into our brews and booze reviews. Today, I'm so excited, and we did miss National Espresso Martini Day. Very unfortunate on my end. I missed the mark on that. Have it on the calendar now. But we have Loverboy Espresso Martini. I'm so excited to try this. I've been wanting to forever. It says espresso martini wine cocktail, 2 drinks per can, chill, shake, and sip. 12% ABV, only 4 grams of sugar per serving. So let's see, ingredients. There's no ingredients. Okay, I have to say before I get started on this review, I'm not too happy with the shipping process. I had to go on their website to buy this espresso martini. Fine, love it, whatever. Now, I only wanted a can of 4. I really only needed a 4-pack. It made me buy 8. And what did it ship in? 2 4-packs. So now I have like an abnormal amount of espresso martini cans in my fridge when I only needed 4, and it like forced me to buy 8 for $37. But wait, let me double check that price. Hold on. Oh my God, I don't even want to tell you how much I paid for it. Okay, so subtotal is $39.99. Tax is $4.12. That's fine. Shipping is $9.99. My total is $54.10. Oh. I paid $54.10 for this. It better be good. That's all I have to say. Okay, let's get into it.
No, shake it first.
But I think it means like shake into a shaker.
Oh, never mind.
Right? I mean, you can. I'm scared. You're gonna shake it and it's gonna like explode in your face.
It's not carbonated. It shouldn't be. It's an espresso martini.
Oh, okay. Oh, ow. Okay, so we're going to shake it. Shake it up. Get it foamy and frothy. Okay, ready? Okay. See, I knew it. Bad idea. Bad idea. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad.
Not like Taylor's.
Yeah, that was bad last week. We just it exploded everywhere. Ooh, I smell the alcohol. Okay. I do love that it's 12%. That will be really good. I really think that it meant pour it into a shaker with ice and shake it and then pour it into a martini glass. But we kind of did things different over here, so do as I say, not as I do, right? Okay. Let's taste. Oh. Love it. No, love it because it's so strong.
It needs more coffee.
Wait, but this is like, you're going to get fucked up. Oh, I'm loving this. Okay, 12%. Okay, but like, I have to say, I liked espresso martinis before it was popular. And I just want to say, too, like, I feel like I like a lot of things before it's popular. I feel like a trendsetter, if you will. And I was drinking espresso martinis before. Now, people who make really bad espresso martinis, like at the bar, like I have friends that will just order it willy-nilly. You don't order espresso martinis like at your local dive bar, babe. Like they're just putting vodka and coffee in there. You have to do like a little more. You have to do like, you know, a liqueur, agave, honey, some simple syrup. Like, you gotta, it's like a cocktail, babe. It's not just like a fucking mixer, okay? Like, coffee's not a chaser. Okay, you don't like it because it's strong, right?
Yeah, I like
It
more
burns.
coffee.
It burns good, though.
It's not bad, though.
I mean, for a can, for $50 and for 12% alcohol, it's strong. It's strong. 8.4 fluid ounces. Okay, it's strong. And I don't know if that necessarily means it's good, but it will get you fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what I'm trying to get my money's worth out of. Okay. Like, I'm already feeling buzzed. Like, truly. I'm like,
because you haven't ate.
Yeah, I know. Literally smell alcohol. Okay, I approve this message. What do you think?
I can drink like one.
Okay, but I feel like I did us a disservice, but think about like if it's like chilled, shaken in the shaker, in a martini glass.
I think it'd be better that way.
You're like still just one. I think I could probably only drink one too, but I will say, like, this is kind of giving Heather Gay on the Sprinter van when she had 12 espresso martinis at dinner and then like threw up and peed on herself in the Sprinter van. You know what I mean? Like, it's definitely doing the job of making you stay awake and also getting you drunk. So I don't know. This is CMV approved. I want to say it doesn't taste the best, but it's good because it's strong. Does that make sense? Okay, what's your rating?
Like a 3.5.
I was going to give it a 4.5.
So like a 4.
A 4. Okay, I'll give this a 4. This was, to me, in my opinion, this is good. If I'm going to spend $54 to have it shipped and I have to wait and I have to buy it online because I can't, I think they are in stores, but for whatever reason, I can't find it in the stores. I'm interested in this. This is a good canned espresso martini. Now, have I had others? No, but this is my first, and I'm impressed. So, I love that. Okay, so it's a 4 for me. Love that. 4 out of 5 stars, and yours is 3.5 out of 5 stars.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, oh my gosh, let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Some very sad news. Princess Catherine of Wales, Kate Middleton, has been diagnosed with cancer. We don't know the ins and outs of the cancer. Let me tell you what I was doing when the news broke, okay? I was like, oh my God, 2 p.m. Eastern, which means it's going to be 1 p.m. Central. Okay, I was making macaroni. And I fucked up on the macaroni. I put I'm just telling you like how frazzled I was, okay? I put the water and the noodles in there, and then I put the milk and the butter and the cheese sauce in there. I put everything in one pot. I was so frazzled and upset I forgot how to make macaroni. When the news broke, it was 1:06 p.m. My friend is texting me. I remember specifically 1:06. I like looked at her video on Twitter. So sad. I don't know. I'm still kind of on the fence of that TMZ video. Her hair is like too long in that video, and her facial features are too pointy. Like she has pointy ears and like defined cheekbones and like a chiseled jaw and like everything like that, especially coming from this next video that we saw of her announcing that, you know, she's taking time away and has cancer. And I don't know if the farmer's market was her. I mean, it could have been, whatever. And could she have gotten a haircut, or like, you know, when you curl your hair, it like kind of shrinks like a couple inches, like sure, that could have been a thing, because of the farmer's market photo, her hair was straight and like long, right? Now I will say, like, it just, like, she was the same thinness and like frail that she was in the farmer's market video. I will say, like, it definitely looks like she's lost weight. I definitely think, obviously, due to stress, due to her being sick, clearly, you know, she said she's taking some preventative chemotherapy. I was never here for the conspiracy theories, only the Kate Gate photo gate, and I just thought it was like a funny hee ha ha. Obviously, I'm part of the problem. I do apologize, but I don't think I said anything bad, did I? I mean, the Buckingham Palace. I mean, come on, we were all thinking it. You know what I mean? I'm still in so much shock. I'm in so much shock over this. She's a 42-year-old woman, healthy, has all of the doctors and the nutrition at her fingertips, and she still got cancer. Now, not only does she have cancer, also Prince Charles I'm sorry, I keep calling him Prince Charles. Excuse me. And King Charles has cancer as well. He has prostate cancer. And Sarah Ferguson, former, I don't know if she still is the Duchess of York, but Sarah Ferguson, Princess Eugenie, and Princess Beatrice's mom divorced from Prince Andrew, whatever. She has cancer as well. Now, I don't know.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't know what type of cancer. It's giving the palace has mold, you guys. Like, we need to get the asbestos out and the mold remedied, because 3, you know what I mean? 3 is like prominent, you know? So something's going on there, because I think Sarah Ferguson still lives on the palace grounds. I don't know that she's announced what she has.
Skin cancer.
Oh, I mean, I don't want to be
She
like,
had
oh, whatever.
breast cancer, and then she had skin cancer.
Sarah Ferguson?
Yeah.
The redhead?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Guys, get your moles checked, by the way, on that, because, you know, I mean, not even 30, like, I think 25, like, you guys need to really, really, really take care of your skin. Thank God Gen Z is very anti-tanning beds, but, like, as a millennial, I did do tanning beds, not as much as some of my other friends, and I definitely stopped, like, when I was younger. Like, I did it really religiously for like a year, but I've been fine. I do get my skin checked and I get my moles checked, and I got like a really bad sunburn when I went to the Virgin Islands, heaven on earth, literally on my last day. Like, I woke up, I was like, oh, I think I have sun poisoning. And I honestly, I'll insert a video, or at least a photo. I looked like, what's those dolphins that have the extra, is it like a beluga?
A beluga whale.
A beluga whale. No, literally, like, I had an extra forehead. Anyways, and I got, like, what is it called? Molasses? I don't know. Melasma? Whatever. I got the sunspots on my forehead, and now they won't fucking go away, and it's giving aging. But got that checked out. They don't think it's skin cancer, but they did say if I were to get skin cancer, it would be on my forehead. So cool. Hate that for me. Anyways, very sad for all of them. So they were saying King Charles, it's really hard to call him king. Like, I don't know about you, but, like, my whole life I've been like, Prince Charles, Prince Charles, Prince Charles. And, like, now it's like, king. We're in the patriarchy. Do you guys realize, sorry, on this ADH tangent, do you guys realize that, like, we won't see another matriarchy in our lifetime? Like, Queen Elizabeth was like the last, and now we have King Charles and then Prince William, and then if it's not Prince William, it's gonna be, you know, Harry, and then if it's not Harry, well, it might be like Princess Eugenie or something like that. Isn't that crazy that, like, there is a chance? Okay, hold on. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me go back and thought, because I have all this written down. Okay. Oh my God. King Charles and Kate Middleton were doing their chemotherapy at the same time. So she has said that she's doing preventative chemotherapy. Now, there has been some reports saying that there is no such thing as preventative chemotherapy. They were like, you either have cancer or you don't. I think she fully admitted that she has cancer, and that she said that she had a biopsy or surgery done on her abdomen, which I learned could be all the way from your, you know, literally like your chest. Well, I'm saying your chest, but like your abdomen, the top of your abdomen, all the way down to like your bladder, really is what they said. So it can be like anything. It could be like liver cancer, stomach cancer, uterine cancer, ovarian cancer, bladder cancer. It could be anything. I don't want to speculate. That's here nor there. The facts are she has cancer. She has said that. We don't know what stage. I'm hopeful, and I'm just assuming, and I'm being optimistic here, that it is stage 1 and that they are fully treating it as such, and that she will be in remission. She will be fine. She did stress that she is well, although, you know, she does look a little frail, as one would be when you are going through something like that, not only being sick, again, just being stressed and being in the public eye. And then also all of us assholes, I cussed. I said I wasn't going to cuss, but I did cuss. You know, just ragging on her, having the royal family throw her under the bus with the photo gate. I only want the well wishes. I think it's such like a reality check for somebody. Hear me out, just in like my perspective, it's such a reality check for somebody who is like happy and healthy at 42 years old. Again, you have all the nutrition, all the doctors, everything at, you know, personal trainers, everything at the palm of your hands, right? To still get cancer like that. I'm not saying that like celebrities or rich people are excused. I'm just saying that, like, it's a reality check because I feel like I'm closer to 42 than I am 20. Or maybe I'm like right in the middle. Anyways, my point is it's scary and sad, and she's very athletic and all of these things, and it's like, wow, like what a reality check, right? I think the speculation of like what type of cancer is really here nor there, in my opinion, because that doesn't matter. Now, what I think is crazy is that, like, you know, unfortunately, I think with all like how badly the palace has handled this PR situation with the photo gate and just the cancer diagnosis probably in general since January, they've handled it so poorly, and they let everything spin out of control. Literally, the palace and the PR people for Kensington Royal and everything like that, they have done this to her because they have let everything spin out of control. They haven't nipped anything in the bud. They didn't know what to do. It's giving they're like too old, and you need to hire like some younger, more equipped PR and social media and media correspondents, because clearly people from the 80s, 70s, 60s during Queen Elizabeth's reign is not cutting it. You guys have no idea what to do about social media, and it's spiraled out of control. And I totally believe that this was maybe not 100% preventable, but it definitely could have been contained. And what I also think is crazy is that, you know, they initially said, oh, she's fine and she's going to be seen after Easter. So with all of this photo gate Kate and water Kate and this whole photo Mother's Day situation, the Photoshop out of it all, I feel like all of these conspiracies really forced her to announce something before she was maybe even ready to announce, because if they said April, I mean, that's like in a couple of weeks. Oh wait, Easter is this month. It's next week. It's in March this year. That's kind of weird.
It's like the last day of March.
Anyways, so I guess she's not announcing like too early, but still, I think it was, you know, they clearly said after Easter. So it's not after Easter, it's actually before Easter. So I just think that's kind of sad that she felt, you know, everybody's like, do the video. And then she does a video and it's still not good enough for people. They're like, it's AI. She's wearing the same sweater, which I personally don't think she's wearing the same sweater as 2016. Did you see those?
Yeah,
threads?
I saw it, but I didn't click on it.
The sweater is like the same but different. Like her cuffs are different, or maybe it is the same sweater. She's worn the same shit to different, like she's even reworn gala dresses. Like she's worn different like red carpet dresses to other red carpets. She does a sustainable wardrobe. She doesn't get a new like a new dress or a new outfit for every outing. Like she has definitely reworn her clothes. That's like part of her environmental brand, that she cares about the environment, she cares about the children, and she cares about, I think, isn't she like a carbon footprinter? Like she cares about that. She cares about sustainability of the earth. So yeah, so whatever is the same sweater. I mean, don't you guys wear the same fucking clothes all the time? Like I don't understand like what the issue is. And then somebody was saying, oh, if you slowed down during a minute 18 during her, you know, her speech, you know, you can see her ring and then you don't see her ring. And I'm like, I don't know. I still saw the ring. I don't really believe it's AI. I think you guys, you're beating a woman who has cancer and you're kicking her when she's down. I don't like it. I just think we all need to fucking let her live and like let her get healthy and support her any way that we can. I mean, talking about her and gossiping, who cares if it's AI, man? Like who cares at this point? I've always been scared of AI. Like, you know, and somebody dubbed Meghan's face on Kate's on that video, and they were like, if it's so easy to put Meghan and it looks so realistic, I mean, and it did, then, you know, this could have easily been AI'd. Okay, and so what? I don't think that she's 6 feet under. I think that she is a sick woman trying to get better, and we just need to give her a break. I don't think all of this added stress and all of this added gossip is helping. So let her be. Last week, like literally after we filmed, we got an alert saying that Russia like spin some story about like, or put out like a story that King Charles was deceased and that they hacked Britain's servers and like whatever. And then the palace, on top of all of the Kate stuff and all of the medical diagnosis that's going on with honestly like 3 of the royals, they had to negate that King Charles was dead and that he was in fact still alive. Okay, now this was also fucked up before the cancer diagnosis, which is also potentially why, you know, she could have came out earlier than she did her anticipated time was because somebody, a medical staffer, was trying to hack her files. What, guys? That's, come on, HIPAA. Don't you guys have HIPAA in the UK? I mean, I just feel like jail immediately. That's, come on. Let people like have some sort of privacy. That's what I don't understand about, you know, the public when they do celebrities or even American politicians or the royal family or anything like that. They just feel so entitled to like every aspect of their life. And I do feel like, you know, celebrities and royals and politicians, whatever, like they do share a good chunk of their life. You know what I mean? I just feel like everybody's entitled to privacy. Like they're still human. Let them work through what they need to work through and then be able to come public with it. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's disgusting. That person should be fired. Whoever it was, it's disgusting. Okay. And I know everybody else has had this question because I had it. I've seen it all over Twitter. I literally verbatim said this and I saw a tweet saying the same thing. I assume Meghan hopefully didn't know about Kate's cancer diagnosis because one, I think they would, unfortunately, I personally do. I do think somehow it would have gotten leaked to the press. And I think them or somebody else that they told or whatever would have sold it to the press. I genuinely feel like only William, Kate, and Kate's mom were the only people that knew about the cancer diagnosis, obviously in the medical team. I don't even know that their, you know, obviously their PR team or anything like that. I don't even know that they knew the diagnosis or the extent of the diagnosis, right? Obviously, I don't think Meghan knew. Meghan and Harry. I just don't think that they did. I think that's very far-fetched. But here's my thing, babe. Why would you launch your lifestyle brand in the middle of your sister-in-law's cancer diagnosis? I mean, Meghan Markle, I'm sorry, but her timing is so bad. Like, they both have like the worst fucking timing. Also, you know, she got fired from Spotify for like that $50 or $100 million deal and she only made 50 or something like that. Well, somebody else re-signed her, or was it Netflix? Whatever. She got fired from both. She re-signed another podcast deal. Babe, we're bored. Also, I feel like Harry's book, I read the majority of Harry's book. It was a war book. Okay, it was giving war, and I love that for Harry, and I do, you know, I like Harry, I like Meghan. I think they're both hypocrites, and I think they need some, like my thing is, my big thing is with them, it's like, how do you want a private life, but yet you want to have a podcast, and you want to launch a lifestyle brand, and you want to do X, Y, and Z. I understand you're not working royals, but, like, even Eugenie and Beatrice aren't doing that. You know what I mean? So it's just like, just don't say that you want a private life. And I think that we would be all okay with it. If you're like, no, I actually want to move back to California to like pursue some of my other passions or like write a book or do X, Y, and Z. Okay, that's fine. At least you're not being a hypocrite, you know? I just can't stand it. But like Harry's book wasn't that juicy. I will say, thank God he came out of the gate like chapter 1 with Princess Diana's funeral and her death and kind of how that impacted him. And, you know, it kind of ebbs and flows throughout the book. But if it would have started off with, I went to war, like, babe, I'm bored. Like, I really had to like fast forward through some of those. I didn't even get to the point where he met Meghan. Like, I just didn't. It was so boring. It was so hard to listen to, like, the middle of it. I couldn't even get to the part where they met and, like, what his perspective is and yada, yada, yada. I didn't even get to the part where he said he hooked up with Courtney Cox behind an alley. I didn't even get to that part. I got to the Halloween part where they dressed in inappropriate costumes. That's the part I got to. And then I was like, oh, this isn't even scandalous. I already heard it on TikTok and everything like that, which, by the way, it's not the author's fault because they did this with Britney too. Like, I know I said this in Britney's book that there wasn't really juice. Like, everything was already published to, you know, all the tabloids and stuff. So, like, really the book, like, you didn't have any extra. Like, same with Harry. Like, I just feel like everything you already need to know is already out there online or on TikTok or whatever due to audiobooks, because I read audiobooks. And again, that's not the author's fault, but how do we kind of negate that and not let that be ruined for like other people who want to read the book? Just a thought. I don't know. I have no solutions, but I would be interested to see what you guys think. But yeah, I don't know. That's like so embarrassing that Meghan would launch that lifestyle brand. Yikes, girl. That is scary. Moving on to another sad thing, and then we can move on to happier things. So many questions. I watched Quiet on Set last week. Sad. I mean, so sad. Sad selfishly also for myself, because it's like my childhood is ruined, and I feel like the older I get, the more nothing is sacred, and all of these creeps and pedophiles are just popping out of the woodworks. And it's like, where were all of these? Well, there wasn't anything in place, and there still kind of isn't anything in place, but people are more comfortable to call out that behavior. It was gut-wrenching. It's a 4-part on HBO or Max. I guess it's called Max now. The first like 1 to 2 episodes are it's about everybody, like the cast of All That, Victorious, Manda Show, iCarly, Drake and Josh, like all of those stuff, like all of our childhood shows that we watched. And I definitely watched Nickelodeon and Disney and The Noggin, like an equal amount. But gosh, I don't even know where to start. So obviously we know Amanda Bynes, the way that she has kind of handled a lot of this trauma, and she was in a conservatorship with her family, and now she was able to get out of that, and she seems to be doing pretty well. You know, she had her podcast and then she stopped it. She gives us updates on social media. Like the other day she posted saying that, like, hey guys, checking in, my hair looks ratty. I usually get my hair done or I get my extensions off Amazon. These are synthetic. I don't like the synthetic. I'm gonna get real hair, and then I'm gonna get them done today. Okay, love you, bye. Like, love that communication, to be honest. But some of like her old not Finsta, because it's like a fake Insta, but like Finsta Twitter, I don't know what you call it, but like her old Twitter, her second account like had resurfaced recently, saying that, you know, she was sexually abused by the show's creator, and that, you know, he allegedly got her pregnant and she had to have an abortion. This is per her Twitter. And, you know, it's very sad. She is so talented. I think everybody can agree with that. Obviously, there's no question there that she's not talented. She's not beautiful. That girl is so funny. Her comedic timing, even as a kid, like on All That and the Amanda Show, like just having that comedic timing. And I guess even if you don't understand what the scene is about, or, you know, what this character is from because you're too young, like to be able to act that out correctly, or like not even correctly, but like, you know, just be able to have that talent and that comedic timing is like, it's so amazing to watch. Now, obviously as a kid, I didn't realize that all of the, you know, there were so many sexual innuendos and so many adult and inappropriate jokes on all of these shows. And it just makes you sick. So Amanda Bynes, obviously, you know how she is. She wasn't she wasn't a part of the documentary, but they did talk to her, saying that, you know, the creator kind of latched onto her when he found her, and he made her a star. He gave her a spinoff. He gave her another spinoff on the CW when she got older. She wanted to kind of break out of that kid role, and he wanted to break out more into, like, you know, regular TV. So they had a show called What I Like About You, which I obviously watched as well on the CW. Here's my question with all of these shows. Because I know they were the majority kids, but there were some adults that were casted on the shows, like Drake's mom on Drake and Josh, and Carly's brother on iCarly. And like, what were these people? They weren't a part of the documentary at all. They didn't make statements. They didn't do anything. Like, what was their experience? Did they see things and they did not want to make any comments? Because again, in Hollywood, like, you need a job. This is a job. You know, there was a lot of gross behavior going on behind the scenes with the wardrobe stylist, the assistants, the production. They would have to give massages to the creator, and just apparently it was like a really hostile work environment, screaming all the time. If you got on the creator's bad side, then, you know, you would be punished with your scenes and then written out of the show, etc., etc. Jeanette McCurdy, I want to read her book. I know I came out like 2 years ago or last year, and I know it's a #1 bestseller. I know that it's so good, but, you know, she heavily references a lot of just behind the scenes in her book. and about, you know, how Ariana Grande was like the favorite. She could miss work to record an album or to go to do a show, to do a talk show, whatever. It was okay for her, but it wasn't okay for Jeanette. And just a lot of favoritism, and more so, obviously, sexual abuse. Like, I mean, I think it's very clear with all of the victims' recounting of the stories. And more importantly, Drake Bell came forward with his story about how he was sexually abused by Brian Peck, which is a dialogue coach that they would use to like run scenes with. Okay, but here's also what I would say, because Brian Peck was like kind of a regular on, I guess, All That and the Amanda Show or something like that. And he was called like Pickle Boy, which gross anyways. And like everything was always sexual. Like everything was always in the shape of like, you know, genitalia or flesh colored or something like that. There was this scene that they played on the documentary Quiet on Set with Ray Romano. And I need Ray Romano to speak up, because I'm just like, as an adult actor, when you read this scene, did your mind not go to that, or did it go to that and you were like, oh no, this is weird. Like, I don't want to say that out loud because this is a kid's show. Like, why would they do that? There was a scene with Ray Romano being a guest star where Pickle Boy, aka Brian Peck, came with like, you know, a platter of pickles and put a pickle through what looks like a glory hole due to Ray Romano being stuck inside the dressing room, and he's like, I'm so hungry, and I guess the doorknob fell out, so like that's where Brian Peck put the pickle like through the fallen out doorknob, and then Ray Romano eats it. But I'm like, immediately in my head, I'm like, glory hole. And the only reason why I know that too is from The Sweetest Thing. That's the only reason why I know what a glory hole is. Like when I watched it as like an adult, and I still didn't get the reference. But I just wonder, did Ray Romano not question that? How to question. Some of the parents who questioned some of the scripts or sketches or behavior of the scene would go to, you know, their agent or the HR of Nickelodeon executives. And what made me sick is that one of the parents, one of the moms, I want to say I can't even remember. I'm sorry. One of the parents went to their agent and was like, hey, like, I don't really know about this because, you know, we're feeling a little uncomfortable. My son doesn't, you know, like this. And the agent literally goes, shh, just, you know, it's a job. You like, be grateful. Be grateful you're on TV. This is what you wanted. This is your dreams. Which, like, I understand, like, the agent gets paid off of booking talent. Okay, like, I get that. But how shitty is it, too, that you're also making your money dirty as an agent by putting those kids in danger because you're only looking out to getting a paycheck? And that's just a vicious cycle of Hollywood. So, like, if a parent rang the alarm and, you know, caused ruckus or brought up any concerns, the kid would be punished. Not their scenes would be cut. They would be put in crazy situations that they made them even more uncomfortable, et cetera, et cetera. It was a trickle-down effect. So, unfortunately, the parents just had to shut up and take it like they're kids, you know? And I think that's so awful. Brian Peck, this is another one that was wild. Brian Peck was pen pals with John Wayne Gacy. Do you guys know who that is? I'm gonna tell you. He's top 5 serial killers, a Pisces, by the way. He was the clown killer. He would, you know, be in the clown suit and then like do like weird bondage to women. And actually, can you look it up if he was gay or not? I know he had a wife.
What's
and
his name?
Kids. John Wayne Gacy. He was the clown killer, and I just think that is so fucking sick. Brian Peck saw him on, you know, like on America's Most Wanted or Jail or something, and like decided to do like a jail pen pal with him. Had multiple letters with this guy. Had art from him.
Yeah, Pisces, March 17th.
And then he's a clown killer. And did he rape women? That was his thing, right? And
yeah.
Bondage?
Raped, tortured, and murdered.
Women.
But no, young men and boys.
Oh, young men and boys. Yes. Okay. My God. I think he's on an episode of God, what was that Netflix show that got canceled? Mindhunter. That's what it was. Mindhunter. Yes, he was in conversations with the killer too, but that's more of like him recounting versus this is a TV show. So I just think that, I mean, I put that in all caps on my notes. That is so sick to me. That, I mean, obviously sick all around, but like the fact that you are idolizing and like carrying on with a known serial killer who rapes and murders men and young boys is absolutely sickening, which therefore obviously leads to, well, I don't know if it's like I mean, obviously it's correlated, but like, which leads to Drake Bell discussing his encounter with Brian Peck. I mean, honestly, and I felt so bad for him, obviously, and also his dad. Like, his dad tried so hard to protect him, and his mom, you know, he had to go with his mom, and I don't know, because Brian came in the middle. He became a wedge between his dad and Drake Bell, and Drake's dad was like his manager, and Brian Peck was like, oh, like, I need to be your manager, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, Drake was like, I want to be, I think he said I want to be emancipated. I could be wrong on that one. But anyways, he goes to live with his mom, and his mom lets him stay at Brian Peck's house like days on end because it's easier for him to go there and then go to auditions instead of, you know, traveling back and forth. So very, very, very sad. And also, you know, when everything came out about Drake Bell, which actually a lot of people didn't know that it was still Drake Bell until this documentary. But when Brian finally got indicted and went to jail, he, you know, it said like an unnamed victim. It turned out to be true, blah, blah, blah. The saddest part, Drake said, was that, I mean, in my, like, the whole thing is sad, but, you know, this is just like your last memory, is that, you know, Brian Peck's side of the courtroom was all full, and his side was his mom, his brother, and him, and I believe his dad, I'm not sure, and you know, again, just not believing victims. Brian Peck had multiple actors to this day that put out letters of support. James Marsden, Taran Killam, the guy from SNL. There were some other guys, but you know what made me think of this? Because it was like only men. I didn't really see any women unless I missed it. But it made me think of when Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis put out a letter of support for Danny Masterson for his trial that just happened, and Mila was so pissed. I just wonder, one, what Danny Masterson has over Ashton Kutcher and or Mila Kunis, or maybe that is what they thought. I don't know. Judging by the body language, I don't really think that's what they thought. Second, I just wonder what Brian Peck did to, you know, all of the other people who wrote support letters. Were they scared? Did they get blackmailed? It makes you think of like, okay, well, obviously if he's doing it to one person, there's many, many, many other people that are, you know, just victims and falling by the wayside and not coming forward. I personally am not judging too hard because I feel like there's definitely more to the story that we may never know, but it's just so sad. It's just so sad. I'm glad that Drake is in a better place. He said, you know, that I've had experience with him. I was friends with him when I lived in California, and you know, he said that he was sober on and off throughout the years. He has a child endangerment charge that just happened, I think, in 2022, and he was like, that was like my actual like rock bottom, and I think now he's doing a lot better, and you know, he has like a good music career in Mexico, and you know, they like him in there, and I mean, he just wants to perform, and my vibe of always that I got from him is that he was lost and sad, that I think a lot of child actors are, and I think a lot of just people in Hollywood are. I think it's very easy, obviously, to get taken advantage of, and just so sad. Also that, you know, everybody was coming for Josh Peck, saying that like, oh, he put Drake on blast and like all this stuff, and you know, there was a TikTok that Drake Bell made that said, you know, Josh has reached out to me privately. Obviously he didn't know any of this until the documentary, etc., etc. They've always kind of had like an ebb and flow of relationship. I honestly think like real brothers, but also I think Drake's behavior, although definitely not an excuse, just like kind of knowing him personally, and not so much like super intimately, but just the behavior makes sense of like a trauma response of somebody who has been abused. And I'm not saying it's an excuse for, oh, well, this makes sense, so therefore he did that. I'm not saying that for anybody. I'm just saying it helps you kind of put in perspective. And now that I'm older and I've done my own research about trauma and like how things work, his behavior makes more sense to me, is all I'm gonna say. I think that he's, you know, very sweet, and as they all need justice and they all did not deserve that, especially at the expense of our entertainment. And I just think we as a society need to be a little easier on all people, famous or not, royal or not. We need to really, really, really lend like an empathetic space and ear for them. So I hope that they're doing better. I wish them all nothing but the best. Okay, Lucas Gage was on Watch What Happens Live the other day, and I don't really watch What Happens Live that much, but I was watching The Valley, which we'll get into, and I was watching, and something juicy that I saw and that I witnessed in real time is that Lucas Gage said that he signed an NDA after divorcing Chris Appleton. He was like three letters, you know, I can't really talk about it, blah, blah, blah. And then Andy was like, oh, you signed an NDA. And then honestly, like, bless Andy, he was really doing the Lord's work and what the people wanted, because he kept pressing and pressing, like after, you know, commercials, and would like think about something else. He's like, oh, okay. Just like, you know, when you're doing like a running train of thought. Anyways, Lucas said that he was like, yeah, I was like in a manic episode. I mean, what can I say? I mean, I don't really know if that's manic, but it's just like, woo, free spirit, Hollywood. And he was like, I'll probably be married 6 more times. He did say there was no cheating involved, so I don't know what happened. But Ariana Madix bought a $1.6 million house over the weekend and moved in. Good for her. I guess that means that she's out of the Valley Village house. She's probably still in the Valley. Justice for the Valley. Although I will say, if you guys are like talking shit about the Valley, I'm like, yeah, don't move there, because there's like barely, I mean, there is traffic, but I'm saying like, not like Hollywood. Anyways, I'm a Valley girl. I love the Valley. Speaking of the Valley, let's talk about the Valley review, like the Valley new Bravo show that is a spinoff of Vanderpump Rules. Okay, what a seamless transition from Tom, Brock, and Sandoval. Sorry, I guess I should say Schwartz, Brock, and Sandoval talking at Sir. Or was it Tom Tom? I don't even remember. I think it was Tom Tom. And Jax popped in, and then like the cameras followed him out to the Valley. And then they, you know, the opening scene was with Brittany, and she's hosting a baby shower for one of her friends. Dude, it just was such good TV, because I think it was because like I miss Kristen Doty. I've always been a Doty fan stan. Like I genuinely am always like, but she's right. Like I don't know, maybe I'm wrong for thinking like Doty's always right, but like I don't know, I'm kind of like team crazy Kristen, you know. And then okay, so Jax was like ragging on Kristen. Kristen's now 40 or 41, and Jax is obviously like fucking like 43, 45 or something like that, in his 40s. And Kristen is saying that she like wants to have a baby with this new guy, Luke, that she just started dating when she was dating her other boyfriend, Alex, for like 2 or 3 years. And she was like, oh, I'm back living in an apartment because he made me sell my house. And then I moved in with him, and then we broke up shortly after. And now I'm back in an apartment. That sucks, because I really loved her like cute little like bungalow house. She really should have just kept it as a rental, but you know, I don't know her finances, so maybe she had to sell, or maybe she wanted to. It was too much of an upkeep. Who knows? Her new boyfriend, Luke, says that 99% of his life is still in Colorado. And Kristen's like, yeah, I'm going to get knocked up tomorrow. I'm having a baby. And Jax is like, what makes you think that you're ready for a baby? Which L-O fucking L. Like, what does Jax was not ready for a baby. He's like, oh, you need to have these conversations about your parenting styles, blah, blah, blah. Babe, do you really think you had that with Brittany? No, I don't think so. I just think it was so funny because like Kristen dished it right back to Jax, and we're not getting that on this like season of Vanderpump. Like I said, I'm like out. I just think these are all the side B characters that, you know, are just kind of keeping the franchise afloat. And like really we need Stassi, Jax, Kristen, Like, Katie was the boring friend. How did Katie become the main character on Vanderpump Rules? Like, you know what I mean? I feel like I like Katie. I definitely love her new vibe, and I think she looks really fucking good. I love her hair, but I'm just like, I don't know, babe. Like, it's not that interesting, you know? And what I think I'm interested to see this season play out in the Valley is that there is a couple, Jesse and, I forgot their names. Jesse and Michelle, they are separated. They're both in real estate, and he's giving real estate douche. I'm sorry, but he is. And they have a daughter, Isabella, who's 3. And judging by just one episode and some of the comments that he said based off of the episode that we saw, he's like, yeah, Michelle doesn't really have time for me. Like, a lot changed when we had the kids. And she, yeah, men do that. Like, they aren't the babies anymore. They don't become the center of attention. And you need, the mama's boys. Like, you guys, be a fucking man and a fucking dad. Like, anyways, I'm so happy for Michelle that she's separated from that guy. I think she could do so much better, and I don't know her, and my mind could change within the next coming weeks, but based off of what I saw, I've seen what I need to see, and I'm good. Anything else in the Valley? I don't think so, but I'm not here for people talking shit about it either, you guys. Like, the Valley's good. Okay, breaking news: Candace and Robin are not coming back from Real Housewives of Potomac. I have not caught up on this season. I know it's so good. I love Potomac. I'm going to binge it soon. I just have had like a lot going on, but I'm really bummed that they're not going to be back. Robin doesn't really give, but I do like Robin, and obviously I love Candace, my fellow Sag queen. I like that she sings a lot, and like, I don't know, I think, and cries a lot because I'm a crier too. But yeah, that's unfortunate that they won't be back. Paige. Okay, you guys, I was watching Summer House this past week, and this is what shocked me. Actually, not really shocked me. We need to stop shaming New Yorkers for paying what they pay in rent, okay? Just, like, let them live. Paige currently pays $8,500 for her 2 bedrooms in New York. I don't know if it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath with the in-washer unit. I just know specifically it is a 2-bedroom. She's called the realtor. She said she's willing to go up to $9,000 a month, which is $500 extra, which really means she's willing to go $10,000, if not maybe a little over $10,000 a month. God, I love her. I love her. I love that. I wish I had $10K to spend on rent and still make money and save and do other things and live my life and live in New York. And maybe one day I will. But justice for Paige. I just think, bless your pockets, girl. Those Amazon lives, we need to be supporting our girl. Giggly Squad, we need to be listening. Oh, and this is so weird. Lamar Odom and Caitlyn Jenner are starting a podcast. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Okay, like, what are you guys are just like wanting also, Kylie Jenner put out her Sprinter seltzer. Was it that Lamar commented on, and he was like, my family? Was it that?
Oh, I don't know.
He commented something on Khloe Kardashian's photo recently, like this past week, and was like, my family. And it's like, babe, you cheated on her with hookers and prostitutes and brothel women, like, and you almost died. I know he has so much regret, but I don't know. Really, what is that podcast going to be about? It's going to be about sports, but I don't know what they could say about sports. Whatever. They're just writing on the Kardashian coattails. Not that I'm a huge fan, but like, babe, get your own brand, Okay, and last and sadly the least, there are some updates in the Ruby Franke case. If you don't know, she's the Utah mommy blogger who had a YouTube channel, 8 passengers. She has 6 kids, herself and her husband, equaling 8 people, and has been arrested, or like was arrested for child abuse. One of her sons escaped from one of her vlogger, business partner, YouTube partner, whatever houses, Jody Hildebrandt, and ran to a neighbor's house to, have that neighbor call the cops. I listened to the 911 call of the neighbor, and he was It was so awful. Like, he was like, this poor kid looks like he hasn't eaten. He has duct tape around his arms and ankles, and he needs water and like all this stuff. And I don't know how you do that to kids. She's facing up to 60 years in jail. We couldn't get an accurate sentence.
Yeah.
But you said Utah what?
Utah caps it at 30 years.
It's giving life. Okay. She needs to be like sentenced in Texas or something, because 30 years is still not enough. By the way, in the court, she apologized to everybody except for her children. She was like, thank you to my lawyer, my rock star lawyer. I don't know if she used the word rock star, but like, anyways, you know what I mean? And she was like, oh, and thank you to the court and this, and oh my God, the devil has been getting me. And I just, you know, being religious is like very important. I don't know. She was like, is she religious, I guess? Is that the point of her thing too?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's giving mental illness. You know who she needs to be friends with? Lori Vallow. And that's a joke. Please don't come for me or like be friends with her. Like, that's sickening. All of these, it's giving schizophrenia, because how do you think that that is okay? She withheld food from one of her children for 2 days. And because the child, quote, broke the 2-day fasting, she chopped off all of her hair and then
like doused her with water, like in the dog bath or whatever.
She took away one of the older kid's doors, and not only did she take away his door, she took away his bed and everything. And then not only did she do that, it like got worse and worse and worse. She made him sleep outside for 6 weeks in a sleeping bag in the middle of Utah. Like, and it was like chilly. It wasn't like, you know, summer, and also Utah is like the desert. So regardless if it's like 120 during the day, at night it's gonna get like 60. And all he had for weeks was a sleeping bag. And he was like, my back is hurting. She's like, oh, are you complaining? Go to, you know, stand by the wall or like whatever, do wall sits, do this and that. And he's like 15, 16, 17. Like, that man is going to have, I mean, they're all going to have severe trauma, but like, hopefully the younger kids can have some sense of normalcy and some sense of trauma therapy to help like nip it in the bud, right? Or like work through these problems now. Where is the husband? The husband needs to be indicted as well, because what the fuck? Why was he allowing this?
They're not together or something.
Yeah, but they were at the time of her arrest.
Yeah, he was just like, oh, I didn't know anything.
I saw the videos. He was on the video and he was like, yeah, you should do that. He was like complacent and agreeing with her. Oh,
but she is religious.
Oh, she is?
Yeah, she like wrote in her journal, because she like blamed her kids. It was like, these selfish children who desire only to take, lie, and attack have zero understanding of God's love for them.
I am so sick of people weaponizing like mental health and spirituality and like religion. Like, seek help, babe. It's called schizophrenia. It's mental illness. God, I pray so hard for those kids, and I hope she gets the full maximum sentence, because it's disgusting what she did and despicable, and it should never happen, but it does. Okay, and I have one more story. Last but not least. Is this episode dark? I'm so sorry, but I'm giving you the news. Christine Quinn's husband has been arrested for domestic violence. He looked like Tobias from Arrested Development. Have you seen Arrested Development?
No, but I saw like all the memes.
No, literally looked like Tobias from Arrested Development. He's gonna get his arm bit off by a seal. Like, the way that the robe, it was so fucking funny. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but it really was funny. He initially got arrested for throwing a glass bottle, I assume, at Christine, and it missed her, or I don't know, maybe the wall or somebody else. I have no idea who he was throwing the glass bottle at. Missed the intended object and hit the baby, the 2-year-old son, and causing serious injury. I mean, that's disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting. I don't even care if it was like, quote, an accident to hit the kid. You hit the kid because your intention was to hit somebody and cause harm to them with that glass bottle. That's disgusting. And so he went to jail, he posted bail, and then had a restraining order, and then violated the restraining order like 2 days later, and then went back in jail. I don't know if he's still in jail or he got out again. I don't know. He's a billionaire though.
Yeah. And his bail wasn't a lot.
30,000.
Yeah. That's like his car payment.
Literally. That's like just diamond necklace from Cartier. I don't even know, actually. I think it's more than that, but still, like, that's literally like somebody's tip. Like, that's like nothing.
Yeah.
Ugh, so disgusting. Anyways, that's all we have for this episode. I will keep you posted on any updates of these stories that we talked about in the coming weeks. Just keeping my eye on that. If you guys want to hear about specific topics, please feel free to DM me at coffee.meets.vodka. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram at coffee.meets.vodka. Email us coffeemeetsvodkapod@gmail.com. Follow us, rate us, subscribe. Please, please, please leave a review. Share with your friends. Post us online so we can tag us so we can repost you. Again, if you want to be a guest, fill out that form. Please donate to the show if you're loving it. Send us well wishes, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.